Hello, my name is Elliot Ward. Today I'm showcasing my poster as part of BA1001's Assessment 3. The question I've chosen to address is number 7. Consider one impact or paradigm change that resulted from the Industrial Revolution in 18th century Europe that continues to impact the tropical world. I've chosen to look at the introduction of the train network in India. I chose this as some consider steam locomotion to be the greatest invention of the Industrial Revolution. And India, as it is of large geopolitical significance as the most populated country on earth, it is also hugely significant for the British Empire, which was tightly connected to the Industrial Revolution itself. I've designed the poster to look like a newspaper front page. This is due to newspapers being the main form of mass communication at the time. I feel the design works well with text flowing from upper left to lower right, mimicking the format of a newspaper. It might be lacking a bit of colour, which is a small regret. Doesn't make it stand out as much, but colour newspapers weren't invented until the 1970s, so we're just going to go with black and white. The idea behind the poster is whether or not, or the research, is whether or not the introduction of railways to India is a good thing. Of course, on the surface, it would appear that way. Many apologists for empire will try to claim that it is good that Britain colonized India because now they have a train network and democracy and etc. But as the poster points out, other non-colonized countries have railways and democracy without having to face all of the deprivation and poverty, and many other things that colonial India faced. I'm not going to read through the text of the poster, but instead I'll elaborate a little bit more about the points under paradigm shifts due to introduction of trains on the left-hand side. So, firstly, the transportation revolution. The advent of railways revolutionized transportation in India. Before the railways, people used to travel on bullock carts, horses, and river transport. With the induction of trains, long distance, especially long distance travel, became faster and safer and more efficient. Economic integration. The railway network facilitated the integration of different regions of India into one single economic unit. It enabled efficient movement of goods and materials over long distances, therefore boosting trade and commerce and industrialization. So urbanization, railway basically facilitated so many people moving from rural areas into urban centres within the country. This is actually also the case up until this day, and it's fitting with the global trend of people moving from rural to urban centres. So without the railway network, India may not have been able to do that as well as effectively. Number 4, agricultural transformation. The railways facilitated the transportation of agricultural produce from the rural to the urban markets. This enhanced market access for farmers and commercialization of agriculture itself, leading to rural development. Industrial growth. So the availability of efficient transport provided by railways stimulated industrial growth in India, such as industries such as textiles, coal, iron and steel flourished as they could now transport raw materials and finished goods more easily. Similarly to how the train network and the Industrial Revolution has benefited Britain. Communication and connectivity. The railways not only facilitated physical transportation but also communication. The telegraph lines were usually laid alongside the railway tracks out of just ease, really. So they were able to set up that infrastructure alongside the transport infrastructure, so that worked out very well for them. Centralization, referring to the administrative centralization. Britain used railways as a means of consolidating their administrative control over India, so it could move the British officials, troops and supplies, etc. This gave greater control of the country. Finally, the cultural exchange. The railways facilitate a cultural exchange between different regions in India. India is famous for being a country with lots of diverse linguistic, religious, and cultural backgrounds. And the train network has allowed many of its people to brush up against each other and share ideas and language and customs, traditions. So, for that reason, it's been a very good thing. So, like anything really, any point of contention, there are arguments for both sides, which have merit. But hopefully, this poster has raised some awareness about the issue. Thank you for listening to my presentation.